So many of these kaiju movies, they're basically allegories of climate change, of radiation from atomic weaponry.
Hey, look, we know we need to do something about climate change. I'm like, hey, you can suck. It got you all fired up.
Yes, because god damn it, people should be coming together to build the giant robots. Hey there, Midnighters and Moonlighters. This is your closer-in-chief with the check-in. Gotta make this one quick tonight, because we have just been escalated from observation to containment. Apparently there has been a Category 3 Kaiju breach in our parking garage, and we gotta go get that taken care of ASAP. So here in a bit, join us over in the break room while we discuss other Kaiju movies, our favorite big skyscraping destroying monsters, giant robots, and why we love them so much. And hey, if you are still working with equipment that should have either been retrofitted or retired a long time ago, hit those like and subscribe buttons. This one's for you. Welcome to Nightwatch, everybody. I am your closer-in-chief here with Big Smoke and Jolly Green. How you fellas doing today?
Hey, what's up?
Hello, hello.
So we are going to try to make this one quick. We're going to be a bit of a sprint here, and mostly because it's a topic that I'm kind of still unfamiliar with. Kaijus.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
jump right into it. Now, granted, I've seen plenty of big monster movies. I've seen some. I saw one of the newer Godzilla movies, the one with Bryan Cranston in it. I saw the first one.
That he's in like basically 5 minutes.
But so I've seen that one, and I've seen King Kong. I did not see Skull Island, but I saw the one with Jack Black in it.
Oh, the original King, or the remake of King Kong.
Right. I've seen scenes and various parts of the Godzilla movies. I've seen the 1999 one, or no, Godzilla 2000. It was 2000. One with is it Matthew Broderick? Yeah. So I've seen that one, which I know is not the real Godzilla. And the
What are we talking about? The one we saw about the other night?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one we grew up on. So
Yeah,
I really like
I liked it.
yeah, I thought it was really good.
A lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah, it didn't solidly land, I should say.
Yeah, and then the movies, the collaboration movies they do with Godzilla fighting all the other versions of Godzilla and all the other monsters and everything, they actually have that version of him in the movie. They call it Zilla instead of Godzilla. He's not,
It's just Zilla.
Yeah, it's not the deity level.
He looks different too. It's a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's
definitely more.
He's petite.
It's a smaller version of.
I like the eggs.
Based up more off of like an iguana species. As opposed to,
Yes.
I liked it when the iguana they hatched.
Yeah, I
They
like
started
that too.
eating up the special forces guys.
What was the one part? He's like, "You smell like fish" or whatever, and the dude's like, "It looks up in that fucking everything about." I watched that.
And the babies look like velociraptors.
They do.
Bulky velociraptors. I mean, that was. And the cast in that one, the French dude.
I don't like it.
A lot of people don't like. Longtime Godzilla fans don't like that one because it's not really Godzilla.
No,
so I get that.
I mean, long-term Japanese hated. Yeah, it's Japanese, right? Not
Mm,
okay, the
Japanese.
Japanese did not like our Godzilla. Like,
Nope, too fat.
too fat American wanna make fat Godzilla. No,
Yeah, they did not like it.
no, they did not. They were pissed.
Yeah, but so all right, floor's open. Who wants to jump in here with what's your favorite kaiju movie?
Lately, it's Pacific Rim. I mean, look, I'm a very, very few times do I have a love of a particular director or producer of a movie genre.
Sure.
But Benicio del Toro. No, not
Yeah.
Benicio. Is it Benicio del Toro? Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro. There we go. Too many Del Toros. Him. His way of bringing some of the details out to you is amazing. I mean, in any kind of movie, any movie that he comes up with, it's some of the details he comes up with. You go, wow, dude, that was on point. I love that about that. Okay.
Now, I will say, because I've only seen the first one, I've not seen the second one.
Yeah, I can miss you. I mean, Same. It's not him. You can tell it's not him.
Okay. Do they delve more into the lore of what's going on? Because
they give you more background.
Because I will say there are some. If we're going to talk Pacific Rim, I've seen it recently, and I've got some questions.
Okay, look. I mean,
there's some plot holes.
Okay, people don't like spoilers. Exposed. If you're gonna watch Pacific Rim 2, I'm just gonna hold off on.
No. I mean,
you sure it's
been out long enough
good.
that we're out of spoiler-free zone, and I don't care about spoilers. It just gives me something to look forward to seeing myself.
That's my favorite too. I love all of them, but that is just the different kaiju, how they look.
Yeah,
I'm not too fascinated with the mech suits and whatnot.
Oh, really? That's my favorite part.
I like just the different look at kaiju. The whole. Oh no. You know what my favorite kaiju movie is? Cloverfield.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna circle around to that.
Yeah.
Right.
Stay up front. I'm confused too.
No, you're fine. I didn't mean to cut into your.
No. You can cut in, but I'm like
cut into your carpet. Yeah.
I was like
because I was gonna do Pacific Rim, and I was like, how generic is that? I'm gonna pick the same thing, and then I thought,
we can still like the same movie for different reasons.
Yeah, but all right. So, but
that is my favorite Cloverfield. But go ahead,
so Pacific Rim, right? So they say that so these kaiju, they're all clones, right? They say that that's a big plot point is that they got matching DNA and
we're jumping forward, but okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
All right, but they're all different because they're all being modified and everything, and each one comes out bigger and stronger and more adapted because they got this hive mind, right? They got this hive mind connection. So the guys on the other side of the breach, they know what's going on. We're blind on our side. All we know is that these big ass monsters keep coming through. So we build big robots to fight them. Right? Awesome premise. I love it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Very fun.
The newsreel at the beginning of the movie, where it's like
laying out all
the first one. The army finally beats it after a tour. Just the whole
But so these things are all clones. They all share the same DNA. But then one of them comes through pregnant. Why? Because these things are being built and cloned from some source material and being built for the sole purpose of what was it? They're basically colonizing our world through the breach. Why is one of them pregnant? And then two, like they're using this technology. They're able to send the kaiju through. The guys on the other side are able to control this portal technology or whatever that's breaching into it. Why do they only have one breach point? Why don't they just they get bombed, sure, but like if they know that we're trying to get through the breach to them, they see that we're getting ready to succeed. Why didn't they just shut the breach off? Open up another breach somewhere else.
I didn't focus on too much of the plot holes in the movie. I was just going, okay, this is a classic. Whenever you play a strategy game, you can't play defense the entire time. Eventually, you're going to get overrun.
Yeah.
You can't hide behind the wall. So I'm sitting there going, okay, at some point, we're going to have to go in this bitch and get these guys. They were so, we set a nuke off. We should be done, right? No. I think of it like in terms of geography. If you set a nuke off in New York City, California is still good.
Yeah.
You didn't get them all.
Right.
I mean, but those guys came through. Like in the second movie, they came back. In fact, no. In the second movie, they create their own. They hijack the good guys' tech.
They who?
The bad guys.
Okay.
The aliens. They hijack the tech from the good guys, and they basically create another portal right outside the back door. And they started coming out. They started coming through again.
So what? They've got drift capable fucking kaiju?
No. Okay. How they did it was they started making like autonomous, basic good guys, rangers. They started making good, autonomous ranger like robots. They didn't need
a drift with.
They didn't need pilots.
Okay.
It was just basically automatic drones.
Okay.
But they made them out of kaiju parts.
So they built Jaegers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They built Jaegers.
And this is number 2.
This is 2.
Okay.
That's what happened in 2. They built Jaegers out of freaking monster parts, and then they lost control of the Jaegers, and the Jaegers went full rogue and do some kind of crap they don't explain. They create another rift, like real close to good guy command center, and they they almost lose it. Also, there's like a rogue Jaeger out there just attacking stuff, and they're bad guys. But it gets real stupid quickly.
Okay.
It gets stupid quickly. It wasn't as good as the first one.
Fair enough. Like I said, there was a couple of questions that I really wanted to know if they answered in the second one or not.
Not really.
Yeah, I've never seen the second one.
Okay.
Not really. It was basically more of the first movie, and it's one of those movies where all your favorite characters are killed off screen.
Yeah, because they couldn't afford to
Pretty
hire
much.
the actors back, basically.
Yeah, it's like just the dumbest shit. Pay the money.
Good Lord.
Give the customer what he. I mean, I wanted to see.
You'll make it back.
I wanted to see that Ranger and that cute little Japanese kid having babies. I want. There should have been a love connection. No, he dies off screen. I'm more of a mind that the first movie was the best thing I've seen in a long time because
sure. CGI on point. The design of the mechs was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting take having to have two pilots connected in order
One
to
side,
sustain
one
the
left
load.
side.
Overload two for just one to do it, so they need two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too big.
Yeah.
It's too big.
Well, and then the mirror of the kaiju being too large and needing two separate brains in order to control a body that size and everything. They incorrectly said that it was similar to the dinosaurs. We've since disproved that.
Yes,
that movie
we
came
have.
out. But at the time, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, dinosaurs were so big they had to have two brains." But kaiju, they're fantastical beasts from another dimension. So
Yes.
sure, they can have two brains. So the humans need two brains in order. There's a lot of parallels back and forth between the two, obviously. But yeah, I think that it was a really cool design. I love the kind of Rock'em Sock'em Robot-esque-ness of the robots just being designed with hand-to-hand combat capabilities. The fucking rocket punch, the fucking segmented sword coming out of the arm, the plasma cannon.
I like how they made them all different. They just do one. Here's type 1 Jaeger, and then all of them had that. They all were different. There was some that were bulky. There was more that were real nimble, and one that was all about guns, I think. And
Well, yeah. The Russians had this blocked version.
yeah.
Japanese had this stylized, chopsaki,
They could do like flips and
yeah,
shit.
samurai type of crap.
I love that, man. It gets in the headlock and jumps up, and the feet lock it up, and then the whole lower half twists and then swings back around and fucking blows the kaiju.
What I didn't like about it, and I understand for time constraints, that the fight was way too one-sided. These are veterans.
These are the last ones left.
Yeah, these are veterans. They should have known. They're like, hey, it was the classic, it was split up. It was a split up. And they already know the categories of these kaiju. They were bigger than their biggest one. They were like, we need to start doubling and triple. Man, if they had a double team, triple team that do, you grab this arm, you grab this arm, you grab the head. Let's
rip.
Let's split this sucker up. Oh my God.
Bring out my favorite Doomslayer, just rip and tear until he's done.
It's just like, they could have handled business.
Yeah.
Now they would have ran into some problems when Homeboy did that EMP on them. Okay, they would obviously there would have been some problems.
Well, the whole plot there was that Gypsy Danger was all analog. And nuclear powered, so that it wouldn't have been affected.
Yeah, but by that time they would have killed the first one.
Right.
They would have killed the first one if they had just triple teamed it and just beat the crap out of it.
Yeah, they would have killed one, and
then it would have been a 1-on-1 fight because the other two they would have been handled. So I was like, okay, well, let's do that. But no, like, you got Boss Man back in home base, armchair quarterbacking.
Yeah. Well, that was his little girl out there.
I don't give a he needed to stay out and just let the professionals do their job.
What kills me on the whole thing, right?
Either suit up or stay out.
I will say, as a really good movie, I will say the biggest issue for me is that the whole Jaeger program came about because the world teamed together and pulled in all their resources and made all these fucking Jaegers, and they were effective against killing the kaiju. Why did they stop? Why did they stop making them? Why was there only 4 left? Rusting in a shack, and then they had to fucking bring them out of retirement.
We were making the wall.
Yeah, because the wall was so fucking effective.
Well, yeah, I know that, but they thought the wall was going to do it, and I think the dude just goes boop and knocks it.
It was like humanity was giving up. Like you said, Big Smoke, you can't play defensive the entire time. You're gonna get got, you know.
And they knew, like you said, the categories were getting worse. It was getting worse gradually.
Okay. The funny part about that part, like when they went through the Sydney, Australia wall, and those two guys from Australia beat the crap out of that. The funny thing about it, they're at the Hong Kong wall, still building it. They watch on television the Australia wall go down in less than an hour.
Yeah.
After who knows how long they time they had building that wall. And then they go back to building the wall.
Job security.
Yeah. That's playing the violin as the Titanic is going down.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that was. I was like, it wouldn't have done them no good, of course, But I was like, man, it's time to get my bag and head up into the woods because there's no.
I mean, like I get it. They had to have been infinitely fucking expensive to build even one of those things, and then finding pilots that were going to be compatible to be able to pilot them.
Drift compatible.
Sure, I get it.
I don't.
Well, no, I'm saying it's a closed loop on the plot hole there. They kind of patched it a little bit. It's still, you can see the lines of it through the paper, but it's. Yeah,
I got so many bad things to say about that, but Big Smoker's gonna be good about this.
Listen, it was a ramen and drywall patch, But like I said, man, he was what? He said he was 6 years after his brother got killed, and Gypsy Danger gets put out of commission. You tell me in 6 years they couldn't have built one more, yeah.
They did. They rebuilt Gypsy Danger.
Yeah, they rebuilt the parts.
Yeah. But look,
new core.
They scavenged the parts to rebuild Gypsy Danger, but Gypsy Danger was better built when they rebuilt it.
Yeah.
So
why couldn't they have just also built a second one?
Well, by that time they were on, I guess,
borrowed time.
Yeah, borrowed time, and they had the last few grants, and there was no more money coming in.
Yeah,
I mean.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like, why would you shut that program down? I mean, money is a made-up fucking thing in the first place. God damn it!
It's only made up. It's only made up when people stop believing in it.
No, it's still made up. We made money. We made up money. We made the concept of money. Trade and value has its place, yes. And having a currency has its place, yes. But whenever you're talking about the entire world teaming up to fight giant monsters, I mean, that's the common thread. So much of sci-fi gets centered around, humanity finally breaks free of the grasps and confines of Earth and spreads out in the stars because we banded together, all together, fucking kumbaya to get out into the stars because a common threat shows up. I mean, look at Watchmen. Ozymandias uses the threat of, in the comics, it's a made-up alien race that he creates. In the movies, it's Dr. Manhattan. Fucking Star Trek. Humanity moved past the capitalist stage by going into a post-scarcity society, but they had a common threat that humanity had to band together to face. Fucking Halo, the rebellion stopped because the Covenant shows up. We see it time and again that as long as we have something else other than human to fight, humanity as a whole comes together as a species to fucking put this threat down.
Okay, well, even in the last one, Halo. Okay. They sick the Spartans on the Covenant. But even as they're doing that, there's divides in the government.
Yeah.
They were even after the Spartan, program was effective somewhat, they still tried to get rid of that doctor, even though she was effective. Yeah. Now she was a POS to be sure. Not
a fan of Dr. Halsey, huh?
Oh, no. I've only played the first game, but I've read so many books, and every time she's either center stage or even off to the side, she is a horrible person.
Yeah.
She is a horrible person. And government officials are actively either, covertly or in your face trying to get rid of her. They're trying to get rid of her.
Yeah, but she's too effective, so she gets.
She's too damn smart for one. She's, and she has great survival instincts.
Right. Even missing an arm. You know,
Yeah, she loses an arm and she's still outwitting and outmaneuvering these cats.
Did you ever play Halo Reach?
No, I never played Reach.
Oh.
Play Reach.
I played the first game, the very first one.
Oh.
Like that's how we think when you haven't seen a movie.
Either play it or go or hit YouTube, man, and you know watch a compilation of the cinematics and everything because Halsey plays a big role in that one. But it's one of the first Spartan teams.
Reach is the one where the flood comes into effect, right?
No, it's whenever. So Reach is
Reach is the military compound that the Covenant comes in and tears apart, right?
So Reach is one of the first human colonies hit by the Covenant, and it's also the birthplace / training ground of the Spartan program.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big Smoke, why did you come at me there a minute ago?
Well, what are you talking about, man? When I come at you?
About the movies?
Yeah.
Because you don't watch the damn movies.
Okay. I come at you because of that. Because we go, hey, Jolly, it's like 3 days until we start recording.
I didn't have Prime.
You asking why? Here's why. Jolly, we're recording in 3 days.
This is the topics.
Watch this movie.
See, I thought you were referring me not to know references. Like, you're like, do you know who William Shatner is? And I'm like,
no.
No. I do know who William Shatner is before everybody's like, what?
No, it's not that. It's like we give you time. We give you time. We give you the movie, and then you get here and you're like, no. What do you mean no?
Very antagonistic
That's
towards
fair.
each other. This whole recording.
If you could just say it a little nicer next time, I will not. I'll be okay.
Okay.
I don't even want to be like, do you not know me?
This is definitely a full moon.
You're talking to Big Smoke, though, right?
You know I'm lying when I say that, right?
Just tell me you're
you missed 3 sessions and you show back up to or 3 episodes.
Just talk to me nicer.
Just tell me you're sorry, and that'll be fair. We'll call it square.
So, yeah, I'll apologize for $2.
I
will save her my dead body, but that was better. That sounds like about $5.
No, this Big Smoke didn't say shit.
That'd be about
$10. Not even worth a comment back. Silence.
So yeah. Anyways,
yeah, I'm sorry.
Humanity comes together to fight the fucking giant monsters with the giant robots. They've already done away with money because everybody's working for ration cards, right? So. Yeah, I watched this movie. I took fucking notes.
You got you all fired up.
Yes, because god damn it, people should be coming together to build the giant robots.
Now, look, this is.
I like my giant robots.
Okay, in some way, I can think that this probably would happen this way. When obviously the kaiju are very effective. It was like, I think it was like every 4 days, every 5 days, they get one. Mm-hmm. And then the time was going down to where they were like.
That's true. They were overwhelming with numbers.
Yeah, they were just like, okay, the guy said, hey, we're going to start having 2. 2's going to start coming and there's going to be 3. And he goes, and then pretty soon, every hour or every other hour, we're just going to just keep getting 3. And they're not going to be able to handle that. So the mega rich, what did they do? They went running on, they had their super deep, secluded bunkers and the government officials, they got taken into it and they were running.
Yeah.
They were hoping that the slaughter and the massacring
was just going to stay coastal.
It's just going to stay with them, and they were going to be spared.
It's like, these guys are wanting to come in and take over the planet.
Yeah,
but they didn't know that until
later, until homeboy
drifted with a kaiju conscious,
inadvertently drifted with a kaiju and half of a brain even. And got messed up to the point where he realized, oh crap, this is not the end of it.
Yeah,
this is just the beginning.
Did they say in the movies that if we developed the drift technology based off of the kaiju brain being a hive mind?
No.
Loosely alluded to?
No.
Maybe?
I think in the second movie they made some kind of weird reference to it.
Okay.
But that dude had one in his freaking apartment in the second movie. He had a kaiju brain in his apartment, and he was talking to it. And you got it.
Now I'm gonna watch it.
You gotta watch
Yeah,
it.
you
I mean,
really
you'll get it, and you'll be like, yeah. You're gonna do the same thing everybody else did.
I like the black market. Leave it to them to be like, you crush up this kaiju penis and take it daily.
It's a kaiju bone.
Yeah. You'll be strong as an ox.
Yeah, DD for life. I really wish that Ron Perlman had came back. I really do.
Yeah.
I say he survived at the end. The little post-credit scene, he comes popping out of that fucking
Where's
thing.
my
Where's my shoe?
And the kaiju blue, I like how they, even if they do die, which the aliens were like, well, probably some of them are gonna die. Their blood is corrosive, not even corrosive.
It's corrosive, and
is it corrosive?
Yeah, it's
it
corrosive and polluting.
Polluting. It kills everything around, and they called it kaiju blue.
Yeah, but you can make so much money off that dead carcass.
I know. As soon as it dropped, there were like black market teams that get the $1 an hour, the $1 a day people to go in there and just trim it up. And
I bet you even those $1 a day people, I don't think it was $1 a day because those guys were experts at cutting that cat up. They knew how many bugs boxes they stuck him in. They when you came in, they were slicing it open. They had environmental suits. They knew their job.
So, to your original point of Guillermo del Toro doing a lot of really good with setting up the story very quickly and very succinctly. Still some plot holes. Still some questions.
Hell of plot holes.
Yeah, but still very good movie. Very fun movie.
That is an awesome popcorn movie.
What are we talking about?
The details from the movie.
From Pacific Rim. Oh, okay.
It's
just wrapping up on that one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about something different because you knew what he was talking about.
It was saying there's plot holes. When you try to think rationally about that movie, it falls apart because none of the stuff it doesn't make sense.
And like for me, like I'm used to these deep lore dives on things like
they have
Halo,
to be
Mass
it has to be
Effect, and shit.
concrete or it's gonna
Well, that or just there has to be a lot of it.
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah,
because I just want to be able to sit there for a couple of days on a
dive.
Yeah, just a fucking chasing the rabbit hole, man. Fucking I want to know everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Where did Ron Perlman's character get those sunglasses?
Yeah.
Why does he have the gold tips on his shoes?
That's my favorite aspect of anything. Honestly, it's just.
I rarely listen to anything. Like I don't do any of those behind the scenes stuff. I don't do that very often.
Yeah. And then when you play the game and everything that gets talked about, any impact, it's so much more. Oh my god, that's why these people did this and this. I love it.
I don't do that.
Really?
I really should.
But so, anybody else? Anything else on Pacific Rim?
Nah, we can kill it. We can kill that right there.
So Cloverfield.
Okay, if I understand, it was really. Oh yeah, it's I forget when it came out, but it's based on a lot of the previews were like a Statue of Liberty head all cut up. So it's these guys and they go to the party and they're partying and all of a sudden earthquakes are happening. They're like, what the heck's going on? Power goes out. So they go downstairs. Everyone's like freaking out. And all of a sudden
2008.
Statue of Liberty head. Which if you're going to talk about newer films that I've looked at, the new Godzillas are pretty good.
So Cloverfield, yeah.
I think the first new Godzilla came out was really good. The
Have
Pacific
you seen
Rim would be the.
So I've only ever seen the first Cloverfield movie, right? And very found footage.
Okay, that's the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about. I haven't seen the other ones because they're not really
Paradox.
They're not really connected, but they are. But they're not. And I would prefer it to be more to the kin to the first one.
Yeah, because what was the one with John Goodman?
Field Paradox.
Was that Paradox?
That's Paradox.
It's so confusing because
it wasn't even supposed to be a Cloverfield movie. It was just it could have been its own standalone thing.
If I understand correctly,
we're all down here because that
we don't know, and outside. It's not even that. I think she comes outside and there's a floating thing with tentacles going like this.
Yeah,
and that's it. I'm pretty sure because I haven't watched it. I'm pretty sure that's it.
I think there was one moment where there's a scene of the news footage of the attack on New York, and then
oh really?
I think, like I said,
well maybe that is connected then. But I think that at the end credits it shows cloud cover, and then all of a sudden one of them Cloverfield monsters comes out of the cloud cover, and that's it. It was just a very loose based on that stuff, and I just wish they'd have stuck more to the Cloverfield monster, but. This beast is underwater for decades, and I think, if I remember correctly, it's some Chinese or Japanese drilling operation that kind of awoken it.
Okay.
And it ends up coming in, and like I said, they go downstairs, and Statue of Liberty's head all clawed up, comes crashing into the intersection, comes flying in, and people were like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And this big monster, which they say later on in the lore that it's just a baby. This isn't a full grown one. It's just a baby. And that's cool enough. When you get a lot of military, hoorah, and big old. They got the Mars systems. Like there's one point where they come out of the thing, and it's all real quiet all of a sudden, and all of a sudden Abrams, you didn't even see the Abrams, just doosh, and then the camera rolls back, and there's an Abrams rolling up. Soldiers are moving up, and then they have like a Mars launcher back there, just launching missiles at it. It's really cool, and I love movies that have military in it, like something like Kaiju that have military. I Pacific Rim's cool, but it's just the Jaegers. That's why I love the old Godzilla movies, because they have them little scenes they did with the little toy tanks and shooting fireworks out of the toys. Oh my god, I just love that as a kid. I was like, God, I wish I could get my little toy soldiers to do that. I just loved it. But they're trying to fight this monstrosity, and nothing's stopping them. And then there's these bugs that fall off of it. I don't know if they're like mites, or whatever. Them things are crazy,
Yeah, those things. They remind me of the creatures from A Quiet Place.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, like the big long limb arms and shit and fucking teeth.
But these things bite you, and then it shows like that one part of that woman. She gets bit, and he's like, "I don't feel so good." When they get up there into the military like compound, and they're like, "Well, we got to bite, and I'm like, "What do you mean it's a bite? What's it gonna do?" And they get her to the tent, and they just show like a kind of like a shadowy. Her belly just goes and bursts, and it's just all around a good movie. I mean, it was
10 Cloverfield Lane
is the one with
John
Goodwin. Yeah. But
Cloverfield Paradox was the one where they're in space.
Right.
Yeah.
I say this on
okay. Okay. I see what you're saying.
I said this about the Alien movie too. I love military in movies like that. You know what I mean? I thought it was cool, but the monster was cool looking. The design of it was cool. I like the little ticks that fell off. It gave it another dynamic to the movie.
Okay, wait a minute. 10 Cloverfield Lane, that had nothing to do with Cloverfield, though, right?
That's what everybody says. Like I said,
it does
have like
it
two
does.
little things that piece it into the bigger universe, but otherwise it was just a piece of... It could have been an entirely standalone movie, nothing to do with Cloverfield.
When they come out of the thing, which, spoilers alert for all of you if you haven't seen it, it's just this disc with tentacles coming off of it.
Yeah.
And that's what she sees, and it starts coming toward her. And then he said there was a news clipping of, like, the attack on New York. And then at the end of the movie, credits roll, and then it shows cloud cover. You know how they do it nowadays. You got to wait behind the credits because there might be a little snippet. And there's cloud cover, and one of them, Cloverfield, the original, not Cloverfield 10, but Cloverfield, comes shooting up out of the clouds, screams and yells, and then that's the end of the movie. Yeah, that's the end of the movie. So it's based on it, but how it's connected, I have no idea. And I've watched some of the lore to it. That's how I know about that, like Japanese fracking or whatever that woke the beast up, and that's why it attacked New York.
Would you guys consider dragons to be kaiju?
No.
Depends on the movie.
No.
Okay. I was Googling kaiju movies, and one of the things that popped up was Rain of Fire.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah,
one of my favorite dragon movies,
man.
We talked about that too.
That's a dragon movie. I don't know.
Dragons?
I mean, could you really... I mean, the way that movie went down, it's like you're talking about like an oversaturation of dragons, and it got so bad that there's nothing to eat, and they start cannibalizing each other. I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of similar storylines within the Godzilla universe, where you have all these massive kaiju that are basically they go into hibernation because the food source starts dying off once the ice age hits and the dinosaurs start dying. So then they only come back up whenever there's other kaiju to fight and eat.
I like the fact that Godzilla just goes wherever he feels like it and craps out and goes to sleep.
Crashes out,
nobody says or does anything. I mean, he basically goes to Italy and curls up inside the Coliseum.
No one does.
They're like,
well, you gonna go wake him up?
They were like, you're just lucky. That's all he's doing is sleeping, because he just went there and curled up. Like, it's a good place to crash out. And nothing you can do.
Yeah.
That's when you gotta like suspend fantasy with reality, because if something is that big, it's going to eat something a lot. And there's a lot of people. So your food, you're not going to go outside and mess with that thing.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to, it's like sharks versus whales, right? You got the blue whale, fucking massive. It doesn't eat big things. It eats thousands of little things.
Mhm.
Chasing after the krill and other small fish and shit. So like kaiju's got to eat. There's only so much food to go around.
I think it's where the Cloverfield monster it sucks off the vents or something like that, and that's what gave it its energy. But that's a lot like Godzilla. Godzilla, radiation.
Yeah, Godzilla was all about nuclear, but he did eat other freaking big animals.
He did.
So it comes around. So many of these kaiju movies, they're basically allegories of climate change, of radiation from atomic weaponry,
and
of
anti-nuclear energy.
Yeah. So what? How do you guys feel about using these giant creatures as this allegory, as opposed to if we're gonna do like the actual not psychology, but the philosophy of kaiju movies versus just popcorn movies of giant robots fighting giant monsters?
I like the sci-fi aspect of it. You know what I mean? Like, are you saying is dragons? What did you say?
Yeah, or dragons kaiju.
Yeah. No. Dragons are more real in my head, which, folks, dragons aren't real. Jolly Green doesn't believe there's dragons out there. But dragons are more real to me than a kaiju. Kaiju is just something more unknown. Dragon's unknown, but a kaiju is something more mysterious.
I mean, do you think it's good allegory?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Depends on the movie. Depends on the movie.
I'm not really for Gundams.
Not Gundams.
No, but that's kind of like what it is. It's
Gundam's
big. He was like a big robot.
No, I'm saying kaiju movies specifically that tend to stand in as allegory for these big natural disaster type things like climate change, like nuclear weaponry, like all these things.
We shouldn't have been
instead of
we shouldn't be testing big giant radiation bombs out in the middle of the ocean because that's how we got Godzilla.
They call it Galapagos Peninsula. Yeah.
I mean,
because like the big thing, Godzilla comes about because of nuclear weaponry. But the ending of these movies always seems to be, we need to return to nature. We need to fucking, go back to our natural way of living and be more one with nature and stop building these, grand scale things. This is, like I said, Godzilla is a result of the nuclear weapon testing. Pacific Rim is a whole allegory on climate change because they literally point out, it's like, they've been seeding the planet, or we've been terraforming the planet for these ideas because we've been polluting the oceans and polluting the skies and everything and making it more suitable and hospitable for them.
That's the reason why they're here. We've been messing up the planet. I'm like, look, kill the monster. That's all you got to do. I mean,
but do you think it's good allegory?
The kaiju are here.
No, because I dismiss anything that, okay, if you're going to go, hey, look, we need to do something about climate change. I'm like, hey, you can suck.
I was about to make the
because I'm not going to give you money that I know you're going to steal and do nothing about it anyway.
Right.
The kaiju are here because Trump got elected for a second.
I mean, it's basically how they write it.
I mean, that's how they. I mean, that's how they write that stuff. And whenever it's kind of like automatic, just like everything that certain people in our government will do. The automatic response is for someone to actively go against whatever it is. It could be saving little babies from a fire. If that particular person goes for it, you're going to go, no, why are we saving the little babies from the fire? Right. I'm not, look, you can miss me with that because that's just derangement in your head. So when you start telling me, hey, we need to shut down all these nuclear sites and you need to give me an extra $5,000 of your salary yearly so we can deal with climate change, you can miss me seriously because that $5,000 is worth a lot. $5,000 to me. So no, you can't. No, you
put
can't.
a dollar amount.
That's like, I don't know if it was put into the last video or the video before that, but my rant with the whole government stuff. That's like going, now I love my troops. I support my troops fully. But this is why I don't think we should give them more money and we don't think we should support them. You know what I mean? You're legit contradicting yourself by saying, I want to do this, but then I don't want that. I watch enough politics on news. If I want to, I'll go to CNN. If I want to get lied to, I'll go to this. If you know what I mean? Keep the whole like.
No, they're not going to do that though because
you're saying keep politics out of the movies.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Give a better thing than global warming.
No, because you expose that particular propaganda to the most people
Oh yeah.
at one time. So they're not going to give up doing that.
Yeah, there's always a message. There's always a theme. There's always some, between the lines.
That's
thing.
what
art is expression of
of course,
meaning.
but I mean, there's a point like that. It's like that new Batman. I can't believe. I don't think it's new, but it was like a series, and he was a woman. I'm like, okay.
You talking about the Batgirl?
Yeah. No. It was Batman, but it was a woman, and then she's lesbian.
And that was Batgirl.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, hush my mouth.
Look, okay.
I just,
But see, here's a wonderful part about that,
Mhm.
right? These premises that they've been wasting money on, each iteration that they do, they keep trying to push this message, and they keep throwing billions of dollars down the toilet to the point where, and worse, when the movies are failing, they are blaming half of the audience.
yeah, because you're bigots, because you're misogynist, because you're single minded.
Look, if you tell me it's like, well, we don't need you men, because we don't need you because we can do it on our own. Cool. I'm not watching that movie. I mean, that's the worst thing you could do to me as a guy. It's like, you tell me that my money's no good and you don't need me. That's all right. I got this.
Why are we losing money on this thing?
Yeah.
We're getting slightly off topic, but I'm going to say one more thing. Star Wars.
Whoa.
You mentioned it.
Hey, like, subscribe,
Comment and share.
comment, and share.
yeah.
I was trying to think of that coffee bean, but I was going to say coffee bean again, and it wasn't right.
So if you want to support the page, you can go to
Please.
our coffee page. It's ko-fi.com/Nightwatch podcast.
Buy us a cup of coffee
He'll
because
let
we
me-
need it.
He'll let me leave early if you pay, please. Please. No, that's what was I going to say now? No. Oh, it was one of the new. It was one of the comics came out. It was a couple years ago, and it was like one of Darth Vader's nurses got the hots for him, but she was really
Super obsessive.
possessive, like saving patches of skin off of him, and this and that. And then it finally comes around, and it's like, I love you, Darth Vader. Like, I really love you, and we should have kids, and we should this. And he goes, and stabs her and kills her, and people absolutely went wild, and people got on there and was like, it's bullshit that you gotta kill off a strong-willed woman. She was insane.
Yeah.
She was insane. Like, that was insane. There was nothing about that was cool or appropriate or
Appropriate.
no, there was nothing. And everybody was like defending her, like, no, everyone says this, let's reverse the shoes. And let's say Darth Vader was a woman and that woman was a man. Totally different premise on that then.
That'd be one ugly looking woman underneath that mask, dude.
Oh, man.
That's a hell of a fetish.
So
Back to it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
so what do we go back to? We go back to politics. We go back to Kaiju.
Let's go back to Kaiju.
Okay. You sure? You got the next Kaiju movie lined up you want to talk about?
Why are you looking at me and saying that? I wasn't the one that brought up the whole...
You made a decision.
Follow
through.
Okay. The new. I about said something else. The newer Godzilla movies. I like the first one. I thought those were pretty cool. Those were kaiju, but they were like in my head not as like prolific as some of the other kaiju. Rodan, King Ghidorah.
Well, King Ghidorah's in the newer one.
Mothra. Yeah, on the newer ones, but like
And Mothra.
I had a problem with
Which I did see how fucking Godzilla took out King Ghidorah in the new one, and that was a pretty epic fucking scene.
It is very epic. It's very grand. What was one of the scenes on the newer one? He's like, he wants energy, so he goes to find like this best pocket of energy, and it's owned by, it looks like a Chinese real long dragon. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, we're talking about.
I can't remember its
Like
name.
a Shenron type.
Yeah.
I can't remember its name, but like it's supposed to be this real badass, like
2-second fight.
2-second fight. It was supposed to be some real big badass, like one of the top dogs in the whole kaiju universe. There, 2 seconds.
Come on, it's Godzilla.
No, give a bit of a more fight. I want to see a bit of a
It's
more.
the king of the monsters.
No.
It's Godzilla. He wipes the floor with every kaiju. That's the whole premise.
I don't know.
There's a reason why they all bow down
for his money.
I've not seen the new Godzilla vs. Kong. I want to. I saw that axe made out from a scale. I was like, oh, that looks pretty badass. And then I
Yeah.
haven't seen it. I
Okay,
need
we-
to watch
we-
it. I need to watch it.
Are we talking about Empire or them against Monster or Mecha Godzilla? Which one are we talking about? The last one?
That
The one with King Kong's in it? The last
Well,
one?
King Kong's been the last two, if I remember
Mhm.
correctly, because he
can't
shows up
remember
as
which one
an
that one is,
antagonist, and then
Huh?
they team up.
I can't remember
against-
which that scene is with a 2-second fight. I can't remember which one that was in.
I'm pretty
I want to say
su-
the second one.
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure it's the very last.
Oh, was it
movie.
the very last one?
I think that's what the one it was.
I think it was the second one, because he's trying to prepare himself because he knows King Ghidorah's coming. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was. God, man,
Did they do a Mecha Ghidorah?
No,
No.
not yet.
Not in the new ones, but in the
No,
original.
No,
you know about the old Tokyo?
the me-
Yo, yeah.
the Mecha one is actually the skull of Ghidorah is hijacks the guy who was in it. So Ghidorah is
Still
Mecha
alive.
is
Godzilla.
still he's basically
In spirit.
using the Mecha Godzilla to fight, and he's whooping their ass. He's beating both their because he's got missiles and all that crap. He's beating the crap out of them. And he had that high tech freaking laser beam that he was. He had Godzilla like running.
Did you guys see any of the animated ones? The anime ones that they did?
No.
Planet of the Monsters or whatever it was.
I've seen so much of that guy. It's hard to even segregate some of the Godzilla cartoons and all that stuff I've ever seen of it. I mean,
It's all kind of
When you
merging.
talk about like
Yeah.
the old Tokyo stuff, there's so much.
yeah, it's just
stuff.
too much junk.
Every time you mention the old ones, though, all I can think of is that one scene where Godzilla's like sliding on his tail.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
fucking flying kick thing.
And,
That he does.
then the robot's holding homeboy back. He's
Mhm.
like, come on.
Oh yeah, like lining them up for like a duo. Like, come on, get on it.
Hey, guys,
They're about to do a finisher together.
That was a cool scene. I mean, like I said, you put them old Godzilla movies. What I like about the old Godzilla movies is that humans don't have to step in and save his bacon.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, they try and usually end up getting in the way.
Yeah,
Killed.
it's like you got this guy is always seems to be he seems to be the underdog. He's getting his
If
butt-
anything, they're trying to hinder him.
Well, the first one he was winning the fight. He was actually beating Ghidorah up underwater. He was drowning his ass.
Mm.
Then they throw this big giant anti-oxygen bomb on him. Ghidorah survives. But Godzilla's like, oh, he's limping back. He's limping back because he can't take the hit. I'm like, so then
Didn't King Ghidorah come from space?
yeah, but he was going down.
Well, I just meant, like, why would you use an anti-oxygen bomb if that's... Anyways.
I don't know why. Like I said, if you think too long about it, it's none of it
Things
makes
don't line up.
Yeah, things
Yeah.
just don't make sense. You're like, oh God, so for me, it was kind of like they had to save him. One dude had to sacrifice himself to save Godzilla, and he was a survivor of the bomb dropped on Nagasaki. He had a watch that stopped exactly at the time of look, we don't miss me with all that. Just if you're gonna put a nuke on freaking Godzilla's nose, just go ahead and do it already. I don't need this backstory. I don't feel sorry for you. You survived the war. I don't give a fuck. Okay, you shouldn't have started the war to begin with.
Big Smoke.
You couldn't even finish that.
I don't care.
Well, there goes our Japanese
Yeah,
Audience. God damn it.
Why is
There
it
goes our
always
Sony sponsorship.
Why is it always
Oh,
me?
goddamn. We could have got free PS2 or 5s.
You ain't getting no free PS5. Look, you shouldn't have to save Godzilla. In the older movies, Godzilla is badass enough. He takes a few lumps, but he always comes back. Always.
Yeah.
But in every movie, it seems that you have to keep saving Godzilla. You had to drop the nuke off on his face to get him to come back.
I think the premise that we have to include humans in the fight somehow. Otherwise, what's the point of having people in the movies?
Just for the
Exactly.
Just have the monsters fighting.
Why are the people in the movies?
Why are you here?
Yes. There was that one of my favorite parts is like in the first movie. They're tracking Godzilla underwater and they build a base. I don't know how they managed to build a base right around his old stomping grounds.
Mm.
He obviously don't want you there. he doesn't.
Yeah.
You got these big giant guns pointed at him. And on an instinctive level, he's like, I don't like these guns being pointed at me. And the one civilian is going, hey, dude, you want to live to see tomorrow? Stop pointing these guns at him. And he's doing this like light. I mean, that was a cool light display. He's like flashing and stuff like that. And like, hey, look, I'm pissed off. Pissed off lights. Here we go. About to light you up. Godzilla pissed off. Here we are. Everybody's like, okay, what else should we do? We put the guns down. Okay, open the blast doors to show him we're not a threat. Are you crazy? I'm not opening. Look, you got me here. You're paying me. I'm telling you to open the blast doors.
Pay me to advise. Yeah. I advise you open those fucking doors.
You're messing with something that's 20 stories tall and pissed off right at you right now. Open up the doors and smile and wave at the evil big giant kaiju. And then, he's like, okay, they open the door and he's like, he comes right up to the windows like, dude, I am so pissed at you right now, but since you opened up the doors, we're not gonna give you no death breath, okay? Cool.
Death breath.
So I'm gonna back up off of you, player. Lights are turning off.
It's
and he gets like, I'm fucking with you. Here's last one to roar for you as I roll off. Everybody should be pissing and crapping their pants.
Death breath.
And then he's like, it wasn't even for them. He's like, I smell something about to happen. I'm going to head to the North Pole. And everybody's all looking all uncomfortable. And the civilian's like, okay, what's got you guys all spooked? What's up in the North Pole? Turns out it's the three-headed guy. Because some weird, what the hell were they? Eco-terrorists? That's the best word I can come up with. They're going to let this thing out. Because,
ice or whatever.
Yeah, because they knew this thing was going to tear up the rest of the world, and they were going to hide in their little bunkers and wait for all this stuff to. What is with people wanting to kill off the rest of the world using big giant animals that they have no way of controlling? Well, they did have a way to control this thing. I forgot. They did have a way to control it.
Like I said, it's all allegory. It's allegory for we have nukes sitting in silos, and all it's going to take is one madman to fucking say, "All right, I'm using it. Press the button."
I've had a really bad day at work.
Totally off point. Totally off point. Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah.
There was this one small skit story where there's like a miniature, it's like a miniature people. They were having sex in this haunted graveyard, and then they start a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
And the zombie apocalypse just goes through the entire, city, and then goes through the entire country. And then, like, they're all fighting outside the White House, and then you hear the president go, fuck it. Presses the nuke button. I just remember that part. he knew the jig was up. He's like, all right, I'm taking all you bastards with me.
Speaking of Love, Death, and Robots, the very first episode, what was it? Sonny's Edge.
Sonny's Edge? No, that was like third episode.
No,
but yeah.
First episode.
Is it first?
Very first episode. Very first season. Sonny's Edge. The fucking giant monsters fighting in a ring.
Yep, Kaiju's in a ring. Yeah, Battle Royale.
That was a fucking awesome episode. That was
all that other stuff, all the message behind that. You can miss me with that, but the fight was.
What was it?
Come on, come on. You can't
tell me.
You haven't
seen Love, Death, and Robots yet?
No.
All right, you definitely gotta check that one out.
He's not gonna watch it. I tell you right now, he's not gonna watch it.
You can watch that first episode, man. But
you gotta watch Sonny's Edge.
Yeah. I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
You got Netflix?
Yes.
Okay.
Watch it.
No, I didn't.
One of these days, we're gonna. We keep saying it. We're gonna sit them down and we'll make them watch all these movies. We're gonna eventually get the time to do this. Anyways, we definitely need to check it out. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. You could probably. Hell, you could probably find it online somewhere.
No, I doubt it. Netflix is really particular about this shit.
That doesn't matter. Everyone's real particular about their shit, and people find ways around it. Yeah, I think that's about all we got. I mean, we need to watch some more kaiju movies. Is definitely what I'm hearing. I need to watch the second Pacific Rim movie. Need to watch all the newer Godzilla movies.
Cloverfield.
Oh, actually, real quick, we didn't touch on King Kong much. King Kong definitely is a kaiju movie.
Yes,
and
I don't don't like King Kong that much.
What is that one that was like the older one where they bring it has Jack Black?
Yeah, that was the first King Kong.
The
movie.
first King Kong.
Yeah.
I like
the newer one.
I like that one. That one was so
It's a
much
long
better.
movie.
It is a long. I like that one so much better than I like the new King Kongs.
So
The first King Kong was all right, and then they always seem to get crazy with movies and nowadays.
I will say in Skull Island, I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen the scenes of, and the one scene with the guy coming out to save the rest of the guys, he steps up to this big skull stalker thing, and he's like, he's walking up to it because he's seen him snatch up other people, and so he comes up, he's like, all right, I'm gonna save the day, and he pulls out the grenades and unpins them, and he's like, yo, come
dude
on,
stares at him. Yeah, dude stares at him and goes, go ahead.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he stared him down. He's like, this guy's doing something weird. I don't trust it. And fucking tail swings
Tail
out,
whip,
smashes him into the wall, and he explodes.
Yeah, like a mile away, all of a sudden.
Oh man, I'd be so pissed.
And that's so uncharacteristic for that animal, man. Because that dude, he snapdragoned everybody he came across.
Yeah.
So.
Well, everybody else was running away from him. You know, he's an ambush predator.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, he would have bit that guy. He would have. That was comedic effect.
Because
That's comedic effect.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's comedic effect.
I
really wanted him to eat that guy because that dude was like he was ready to go out like a champ. And he gets flipped off into the distance.
Yeah.
So he can.
How the
blow
fuck do you know what a fucking claymore is? That's what he has strapped to him. Like, how the hell do you look
grenades,
at that dude?
yeah,
His
grenade
grenades.
belts.
Was it grenades? I thought it was a
Grenades,
claymore
yeah.
belt.
No.
No,
grenades.
grenades.
Oh.
But no, I mean, if you look at how other animals react, you know, like case in point, you know, they say the best defense against bears is like don't act like a prey animal. You know, you keep walking towards it, you make noise and everything, and it
I guess then
wanders off.
again, he was like weirded out that a dude's running toward him, and it's like, all you little shits run away from me. You're the only one coming toward me.
Right. Yeah, it's different behavior causes hesitation.
I don't think it was that smart. I think
it demonstrated that it was that smart. You know,
that's the way they wrote him. I mean,
well, we're talking about fictional creatures. So,
okay,
I mean,
so like you got an itty bitty creature that is easily it's finger food.
Yeah.
But you're gonna rush straight at freaking Kong, who's obviously bigger than as big as you.
Yeah, fair.
And he's got something big that he's trying to hit you with. You're gonna rush at that guy, and you're gonna be suspect of something that's big, not even bigger than your pinky toe.
It's fair. It's fair. I'll give you that.
Yeah. I mean,
still a hilarious
yeah,
scene.
it's a hilarious scene. I went to the movie theater to see it, and everybody laughed at the response. But like I said, great popcorn movie. But if you watch it the second or third time, you're like, come on, man.
I hear everybody in the theater. It gets all quiet. That's bullshit. Stupid.
Okay, I can tell you about the totally off topic. I mean, totally off topic. Terminator 2.
Okay.
Went to see it in the movie theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Movie's going great. The entire, new persona of freaking Sarah Connor, badass chick, shoot 'em up, bang, bang. She all muscles ripped and she's ready to kick. She finds out the guy who creates Skynet. Mm-hmm. And basically...
Or was it the guy who created Skynet? No, I thought he created the chip that
creates
the Terminators.
They find the chip for the Terminators. And based on that technology, they create the technology that becomes Skynet.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So she figures that out. She's going to shoot him. She's going to kill him, take it out so Skynet can never be made. Okay. Then after they shoot him and she doesn't kill him because, John and the Terminator intercede, he's they explain to him, it's his fault that Armageddon happens. And they were like, and she's like, narrating, saying, for a guy who finds out he committed the apocalypse, he took it rather well. Mm. I go out loud in the middle of the theater. I'm like, you would blame Armageddon on a black guy. Everybody starts laughing around me. I was just so like, really? Really? We don't got it bad enough you go blame the death of all humans on one black guy.
Really? Well, he ends up not being the guy that created Skynet. It ends up being he ends up actively trying to tear down and dismantle or help dismantle.
Okay, but we all know that
Skynet still gets built anyway.
It's built based on his technology.
Slasher movie.
Yeah,
first guy that dies is the black dude. I'm fucking out of it. This is stupid. I'm tired of this bullshit.
The first Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
The only person who dies in that movie is the black security guard. Leo, I mean, and that's like 3/4 to the.
Which one are we thinking of?
Not the Edward Norton one.
Oh, the one before that one.
The one before that one.
Well, no, because there's some helicopters that get fucking blown up and some tanks that get destroyed. There's a bunch of soldiers that die in that one.
Okay. But they do the classic. You don't know if he got killed. You know that he tears up the tank, but you don't see anyone die.
I mean, the tank blows up, and you don't see anybody running from it.
He stomps on the tank, and he throws the top turret of the tank away.
Yeah.
But you don't see anybody get killed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, this was still early Marvel movie stuff, so I mean, they weren't doing a whole lot of on-screen deaths at the time.
They killed that security guard, like splatter version.
Yeah.
They slapped him with a grate. And all you see is his legs sticking out. He's dead.
Like a wicked witch of the West. Sticking out.
Yeah. They wanted to give you a few. Yeah, he's goner.
Yeah. That's fair.
And like, that's back in my younger days when I had a problem with all black people dying first in the movies, you know. Like in Scream, like when the first Scream, when they killed off freaking, what's her name? Oh God, I can't remember her name. The girl from Poltergeist. What's her name?
I have no idea. I've never seen Scream.
You never seen Scream?
Nope.
Admonishment. Nobody's seen.
I've seen Scream, but it was forever ago.
Yeah, I gotta find out a cast for Scream. Let's see.
Yeah, see, don't worry, Jelly. You're not the only one that hasn't seen every movie ever made.
About time.
Oh man, her name isn't even on here. Drew Barrymore.
Okay, I know Drew Barrymore.
Okay. What's funny about Drew Barrymore? Like, she was like cast. She's a cast member, right? But she dies she's the very first victim of the Scream character.
Yeah.
And it's like I was sitting in there. And it wasn't even me. It was somebody else. He goes, "Wow, the black guy didn't die first." I was like, and it was funny. Like my friends were looking at me. I'm like, it wasn't even me. Why y'all looking at me?
Why y'all looking at me?
I didn't even say it was like they kill the black guy first.
Just picturing you sitting there watching Sinners, like, man, all these black people died in this movie, man. Fuck this movie.
Yeah, did I ever sing you that skit about black people inside of a horror movie? How quickly the movie would the movie would be over?
Yeah. Like, the sound. I fucking going to that. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Hey, I got this movie. You know what they say? The guy dies. They're like, you watch it, you'll die like 7 days later. I got the movie right here. The end. That was the movie. It's like that's got to be the stupidest premise for The Ring.
Yeah.
If you watch this movie, you'll die in 7 days. So you're gonna stick that VH tape? Hell no, you're not gonna do that. I mean, even the idea that you might die, black people wouldn't do that. It's like you see the stranger walking down the road here, black people driving, and white guys like in the backseat going, "Hey, that guy looks like he needs help." You gotta, hell no, I'm not gonna stop my car. Hey, well, what if he needs some help? Well, shoot, he needs Jesus. Jesus is the only one gonna help him. The end. That's the end of the movie. But they kill off black people like it's nobody's business in the movie.
Background. Oh, we got a flat tire. Run that bitch till we're on the rim. And we're on the rim. Run that boy.
It's Sinners. They're like, okay. Like, you kind of knew all the black people. Well, you knew at least. I came into the idea that maybe one or two were going to die. In fact, I watched the movie blind. I never saw any of the trailers or anything.
You didn't even know it was a vampire
movie. I didn't know it was a vampire movie until Homeboy, when he was smoking and jumping down into the house. I'm like, okay, that's a really weird scene. And then when he couldn't just walk in the house, he was begging to be let in. I'm like, oh,
just give me my money and I'll be on my way.
He's smoking in the sunlight. Okay, this dude's getting more than just a tan. He really can't handle the sunlight. This is a freaking vampire. Yeah. And then
the
after
next scene is covered in blood.
Oh man, he's like, yeah, he's just resting. And he got all that blood and gore on it. And then dude stands up and his eyes are all glowing. I mean, the glowing eye thing really got me. I'm like,
Yeah, it was really cool.
That was a cool thing. I'm like, freaking vampires. And then they go to that joint. They go to the juke joint. And I'm like, okay, they might get one or two.
They got
all of them. I'm like, oh, man. They got all of them. Not a single survivor. That whole thing. Well, Sam. Sam was the only one that survived. The guitar player.
Yeah.
He's the only one that survived that.
Well, and Smoke, but
Smoke survived to die the next day.
Yeah.
But come on, he really wanted to die. He really didn't want to live without his brother.
No.
I'm amazed he didn't become a vampire with him. I honestly thought that was what's going to happen. I thought he was just going to hang out, and the next night he was just going to catch up with him. Yeah, you changed your mind. But he went like full. Oh man. He went full Punisher. I mean,
right?
Yeah, and he killed everybody.
Well, that's not going to get too heavy into the spoilers for Jolly. He hasn't seen it yet.
Sinners?
Yeah,
I've seen bits and pieces. Isn't the one that he's like, well, I'm just going to come in and get my money. He's like, Big John, you've been coming here all day, in and out, and you now all of a sudden, and they got all weird about it. They're like, hold on here, and he's like, well, this is a motherfucker. You guys going to treat me like this?
Yeah, he purposely stuck his head way back here.
Way back. Yeah,
way back here. He had to reach out there.
Snatch him.
He snatched him in the face, came out immediately. And I gotta applaud that guy's freaking reflexes because while his arm was being grabbed, he grabbed that gun and blow! Shot him right in the face. And that just slowed him down.
That's such a good movie.
Dude, you gotta.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it.
Gotta watch that one.
It's already out now.
That one's top of the list, man.
Yeah, you gotta see that before you see anything else. Get your woman to sit next to you so you can cuddle and watch that movie.
Well, I think we pretty much covered all we can on Kaijus, on Sinners again.
I think so.
Politics, what else did we talk about?
Huh? We didn't hit politics.
We skirted.
Not nearly enough.
No.
Not nearly enough.
Hey, everybody, like, comment, subscribe.
And share, baby.
Share it around, please. Everybody. Anybody. Your mother, your father, brother, your uncle.
I think we can end it right there.
Yeah. All right, folks. That was a fun shift, but time to get back to it. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share. Check us out on Facebook, Nightwatch Podcast on Facebook. Or if you want to support the channel, go to our coffee page, ko-fi.com/Nightwatch Podcast, and keep listening for many, many more.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
All right, time to empty out the mop bucket, run the trash, and hit the lights. Go get off my time clock, and be safe getting home.